Hi friends, I am coming to you today to talk about entertaining for groups of 6 or more. I love to entertain, and so I'm actually having some ladies come over tonight, and we are going to be making chicken soft tacos. And so I am actually in charge of the meat, the cheese, and I have one of my friends bringing a salad. I'm going to be making some rice, and I have some refried beans that I had made homemade, and then I have somebody else bringing a dessert. So I wanted to jump on and show you the process that I am using to make the chicken taco meat. Now, today I decided to use actual chicken thighs instead of ground chicken. I usually use ground chicken, but today we're using chicken thighs. So what I have here is I've got a hot plate, and I'm going to turn it down because it's a little hot. And I have my 10-inch Pampered Chef Brilliance covered skillet. And that is what I'm going to be using to cook the chicken meat in today. I'm going to start off by chopping a half of a white onion or a yellow onion. Back in California, our yellow onions were always Spanish onions. I don't know if that's just what we call them or not. Now, I could be using my Pampered Chef chopper, but I used it yesterday and it's in the dishwasher. So I'm going to chop this up the old-fashioned way, and I'm just going to use my knife. Now, don't judge me by my knife skills because I really don't know what I'm doing when it comes to that. I just know I don't cut myself. So I'm going to very gently place the onion into the skillet, and I want the onion to turn translucent, but I don't have to have it cooked all the way before I add in my chicken. The next thing I'm going to do is, well, first of all, let me get a spoon. Okay. So I'm going to, again, loosen up the onion. There was about 2 tablespoons of oil in here, and if I need to add more, I can. But I always start on the lower end with the oil because I only want to use exactly what I need. So once I get the onion in there, the next thing I'm going to do is I use the cheater version most of the time because it's economical and I always have it on hand. I'm going to add 2 heaping spoons, and these are tablespoon size spoons of minced garlic. And I just love it for the convenience. I know that my chef friends out there are like, why in the world would you use jarred garlic when you can get it fresh? And when I lived in California, I did cook with a lot more fresh garlic because we weren't that far from a place called Gilroy, and Gilroy is actually the garlic capital of the world. And so we always had lots of great produce, including garlic, in the San Joaquin Valley where I was raised. Now, don't even get me started talking about produce and fresh produce. So the next thing I'm going to do is, as my onion and garlic are sauteing, I want some color. So I'm going to use the tops of some scallions. So they're already cleaned, and I'm just going to slice a few just to get the greens, and it just adds some color and flavor, obviously. And then I'm going to take the whites, and I'll probably dice them up in case anybody would like onions on, in addition to all the onions I'm already going to have, if they'd like onions on their soft tacos. Now, the thing that makes this an economical meal for larger groups of people is that you always supplement with beans and rice. And what it also does is, if you have somebody that doesn't like dark meat chicken, or that just doesn't want that type of protein, they can make tacos out of their beans and rice and add the cheese and the lettuce and the salsa and all that good stuff, and it's still a filling meal. If you have somebody that doesn't want the tortillas, maybe they're not a soft taco tortilla fan, or maybe they're trying to cut back on the carbs, they can make like a chicken taco bowl out of all of the ingredients that we're going to have today. Or make a salad and put the chicken on top of that, and so then you have a chicken taco salad. So it's a great versatile meal that you can have for, again, multiple guests, and it basically will please just about everybody. So at this point, I don't know if you can see steam coming up, but my onions and garlic are getting nice and translucent. So now I'm going to add the chicken in. Now this was 8 boneless, skinless chicken thighs, and I cut off or trimmed off most of the fat, because when you buy the boneless, skinless, they do still have some fat on them. I trimmed off most of it. I'm not particular, so there is still some traces of fat on them. Fat is flavor, in case you didn't know. And I'm just going to cook this all the way through. First of all, I'm kind of getting it all mixed in with the onions, because I don't want the onions all on the bottom. I want them, since they're already starting to cook, I want the chicken to cook. And then I'm going to kind of smush that all around. And I'm going to sprinkle, I have some Pampered Chef Tex-Mex seasoning. And I thought, ooh, let's try that. That'll be good. So this is this is a sample, not a sample, but this is if you were to get or order the Taste Buds, which is a monthly subscription, you're going to get pouches like this, and you can use the seasonings before they go stale. And yes, your spices do go stale. As a matter of fact, one of the next things I need to do is purge my pantry, because I have some spices that I don't want to tell you how many years old they are. So if you get this, if you do the subscription, there's a sale right now on it. It's super reasonable, and you're always going to have fresh spices. So I am going to, this is about 4 tablespoons. I'm going to put about half in here, and this is going to add some extra flavor. I'll use the rest for another meal and seal it back up. This is going to add some extra flavor to the chicken. And we are just going to saute this until the chicken is cooked all the way through, and then it will be ready for my dinner guests that are coming over around 5:30 tonight. So again, I kind of told you that I was going to be, that this is a meal that could, this is a lot of chicken. And when you're talking about tacos or burritos or bowls, whether it's a salad bowl or like a rice bowl of some sort, this goes a long way. This will serve easily 8 people, if not more. And it was just, again, one of the value packs of 8 boneless, skinless chicken thighs. So it is, again, super economical. Now, if it were just Bill and I, because we are empty nesters, if it were just the 2 of us, I would have taken that package, and before I froze it, I would have broke it down. I've got a vacuum sealer, or you can just use regular freezer-safe Ziploc bags. I would have broke it down into at least 2 different packages, 4 chicken thighs each, and then I would be able to make this on a smaller scale, or I'd be able to have a couple of different meals. I could, put 4 of them in in like my multi-cooker, and I could what am I trying to say? I could pressure cook the chicken and add like a barbecue sauce. I could turn it into that, cracked chicken that is all the rage, where you've got your cream cheese, your chicken, your shredded cheese, your favorite shredded cheese, and put it into wraps, serve it over even mashed potatoes. There's so many different things that you can do. And, but again, since I'm entertaining tonight, and I'm not exactly sure how many of my friends are going to be able to make it. We have a lot of different ages in our group, and so some of us are empty nesters, and some of us have high school age children that are very active and that are not driving yet, and then others have small children. So it's always, let's see who can make it for tonight. So again, I never want to have too many leftovers. I don't want to overcook, but I also don't want to undercook. And the thing that's really nice about something like this is whatever you have left over, you can either very simply freeze it in freezer-safe containers, pull it out for another meal later on, or you can refashion this into multiple meals for just Bill and I. So like I said, this, because I use the Tex-Mex flavoring or seasoning, this is definitely going to have a Mexican flair to it. But one of the things that as I'm just standing here thinking and cooking this chicken, one of the things that I could do with the leftovers, if there were leftovers, is I would warm it back through. I would add a can of diced green chilies. I would add a brick of cream cheese, or half a brick, depending upon how much chicken is left. I would add in maybe some sliced olives, and then you have the makings of a super yummy enchilada, a chicken enchilada, or an enchilada casserole of some sort. I love making enchilada casseroles because they're a lot easier, frankly, than enchiladas, and they're faster because you still use the same ingredients, but instead of taking the time to roll each tortilla, or whether it's corn or flour, you can tear them up and just layer like a lasagna, or you can place them whole, and then, depending upon the size of container that you're going to be using, or a piece of bakeware. So this probably has another 5 minutes to cook, just to make sure that the chicken is completely cooked through. You definitely do not want to serve undercooked chicken. You don't want to make your guests sick. So I am going to put the lid on my Pampered Chef skillet, and I am going to just let it simmer. I'm going to turn it down a little bit, let it simmer for about another 5 minutes, and then it will be ready to go. So that in a nutshell is how I'm going to feed my guests tonight. Remember, there's nothing wrong with when you have a group of people coming over saying, hey, you know what? I could really use some help. I could use a dessert. I could use salad. I could use cheese. So tonight, I've got, again, somebody bringing a dessert. I've got somebody bringing a salad. I have somebody bringing some grated cheese. And I have somebody bringing the tortillas. So I'm in charge of the chicken. I have refried beans. I have rice. And I'm going to dice up. I've also got some homemade salsa. But you can, and that's super easy. That's a pantry pull. You can make salsa out of what you've got in your pantry. And maybe I'll come back and show you that at another time. But anyway, this is what we're having for dinner tonight. So if this gets posted before my friends get here, you can see how I made it. And I'm really looking forward to it. I love Mexican food, and I love all things taco. Oh, you can make nachos out of this. I completely forgot the whole nacho thing. So anyway, try it. Use chicken thighs, use chicken breasts, use ground chicken. You can mix it all up. But I always use a base of onions and garlic. And then if I have like fajita seasoning, I'll use fajita seasoning. Today I decided to use Tex-Mex seasoning. If you don't have any of those flavors, that's okay. Use garlic, salt, and pepper. And then it's an even more versatile protein that you can use in all sorts of dishes. The last thing I will say is, again, don't hate me because I used jarred garlic. It's the bomb.com. I know that's an old saying, but anyway, I'm old. So with that, have a great night, friends, and I'll tell you how everybody liked the chicken tacos. See ya.